The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 55.
Oh my goodness.
And welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Project. We're live to hard drive here in the Den in downtown Vancouver. And this week we're going to talk about building your online presence or your home on the web.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. We have some dissenters don't like that. He wants to talk about carrots.
We got a full house here in the Bunker Show.
About
We've
13 and a half people.
got 14 point, point.
Was it
Three,
14.3? 14.3. That beats our record by one half.
I think he wants a black bear.
As you can hear, we have a
He's
dissenter in the room.
Our youngest member of the Bunker Project.
He's well branded too.
He's
Check
wearing a
out-
bunker shirt.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't even have a bunker shirt.
Check out the show notes.
Neither do you.
We'll have a picture. I know, it sucks. You can't have everything, dude. You can't have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy setting up our hangout, getting the mics all working. We've got all 8 mics plugged in, so it's absolutely out of control. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we going to talk about tonight?
We're going to talk about various platforms and methods of creating a website, a home on the web. And you and Bonnie, and were you there, Marilyn?
Yes, I was.
Yep.
Was at the Wix conference in Whistler, so we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
I recently made a website, a Wix website, up for my andrewmcgivern.com, so I'll talk about how I did that too. And we've got the Hat Maven in the house, who's
Awesome. To
a
defend.
developer to tell his side of the story, and
Brother.
we might as well jump right into it.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I went up with Erik on Thursday. We set up the show, and on Friday we had a whole pile of people come into the conference room at Whistler. By the way, people that don't know Whistler is that's where they have the Olympics, that small little area. And hanging out there, amazing weather, and I love Erik started up the show. Hey, welcome to Whistler, the most beautiful place in the world. This amazing weather we're having. By the way, we're going to be stuck in this room for 8 hours. That's how he starts the show. Way to go. I got really blown away because, I've fiddled with Wix for a little bit, but watching that seminar really taught me a lot of stuff or clarified a lot of stuff that I wasn't really 100% sure about, which is really cool. So education is the key to everything. So if you hear about a seminar, regardless of what it's about, go check it out because it really helps you understand the fundamentals of all the tools that are out there. And there are so many tools. If you hear about like a Twitter seminar, for God's sake, go. If you hear about a Facebook seminar or maxing out Facebook, go. It's a great way to meet people. Plus, you actually will, guaranteed, you will learn something. Because I go to these things and I know a lot of stuff. I don't know what everything is because if you listen to me on the show, I totally sound like a newbie. But I definitely learned something new at the Wix thing.
How was the turnout?
Pretty good. About 80 people, you think?
I think about 70, something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
okay.
great. I'm envious
Wow,
of that
that's
one.
great.
Well, I was
Sorry,
seeing
missed it.
double because I was so drunk. So,
Well, tell us, can we talk about it a bit? I'd love to know more about Summer. Who showed up? What type of people showed up?
Oh, that's the.
Did you get any leads for me?
I was there. It was great.
oh, that's right. Well,
Oh, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So let's.
Yeah, I mean, don't ask me. Ask the people that were actually
exactly.
there studying.
Well, okay. Well, let's start. Bonnie, what did you think of the Wix conference? What did you learn, and what type of people did you meet when you were there?
Well, there was lots of different kinds of business people. Lots of people didn't have any experience at all doing any kind of web development. Marilyn Anderson, who came with me, and on the weekend, Marilyn put up a Facebook page. She asked me 2 questions, and that's all. So she has her own web page up there, and Facebook page up there. What did I learned more about SEO, which is a good thing. Yeah, I learned enough. There was lots of things there.
All right, Marilyn. What about you? Oh, but sorry, go back, but Bonnie. What type of people? You were saying what type of people there, but tell me the most interesting person you met there.
Erik.
But other than Erik, who swaggered around
Yeah,
all
I
day,
know.
hitting the
That's-
wall.
Erik with his lies.
Yeah, and his sexy accent.
Well, there was about 3. I met 3 really interesting people. Oh, you know who I met was the fellow who imports electronic cigarettes.
Alan.
Yes, he was cool guy.
He was
Yeah.
a cool. Oh, and the tarts.
Oh yeah,
The
the 2
tarts
tarts.
came.
Yeah,
You had
there you
tarts.
go.
But what about Cookie? the first pilot in South Africa. She was
Oh
also
yeah,
amazing.
Some
I
fascinating
knew
people
her
there.
from before.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of our get-togethers. I mean, me as an organizer, I was still completely surprised by the type and quality of people that got there, not just during the day itself, but actually
At the party afterwards.
at the party.
Oh,
of course.
it was rocking.
And people didn't stop talking even in the bar.
Even when you told
about
them to
their
shut
own
up.
business and
For
the
God's
results.
sake.
I mean, and
Funny
they're
how booze
actually
does that.
enjoying it all day long.
Yeah, it was full on go go go.
You know,
But
the
you know
beauty-
what? I don't get it. Who showed up? Were these clients? Were these people who wanted to make
no,
their own
no.
websites, or were they interested like Bonnie is, who's a genius and everything, and still needs more?
I mean, what?
I mean, did you have people go there? I've got a flower shop, and I wanted to make a
Exactly.
site. I heard of
Yes.
Wix.
Yeah,
Show
exactly.
me how.
So
All
small business.
Small to medium-sized businesses, or
Yeah.
even creative professionals, non-profit managers,
Solopreneurs.
anyone who wants to take over all the online activity himself. I mean, create his home bases,
Fantastic.
like websites, Facebook page, mobile sites, and learn how to promote himself
So would you
by
say,
themselves.
would you say your major percentage of the conference were people, small business owners looking to build their own site?
In at least 90%.
90%. Well,
At
awesome.
least 90%.
Yeah.
And motivated to come out to a seminar to learn how.
In
That's the
Whistler,
beauty of it.
In
And then
Whistler, on a
which
then
is
you
beautiful
find
way.
such an
Wix.com, which
ugly
is-
place to hang out. Like the gangs, it's so dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, there's the crack houses. Holy cow, Whistler's really gone downhill since the Olympics. But hey, you know, maybe no funding there anymore.
A little hard to
No,
understand.
you're
Wix,
so harsh.
Wix.com has, I mean, you got some pretty heavy rates coming in, don't you?
In what way?
Well, I mean, it's fairly expensive to get started, isn't it? On Wix?
Oh my God!
In Wix?
You're talking about a lot of zeros.
That's
a
what I
lot
thought.
of
Only
zeros.
zeros.
Yeah, unfortunately,
There's
there's nothing at the
that's
front
the
of it. so-
downside to Wix is the barrier to entry. Most
Yeah,
people
exactly. You got to be able to own a computer
And have
and
an
log
email
in. You have
address.
to have internet access.
Most
So
people-
URL.
if
Yeah,
if
you already
you're
lost me.
let's say if you're in the Sahara Desert and your guy that pedals the bike to run your computer is dead because he got beaten up or something by the camels, I'm sorry, Wix is not going to work for you.
Yeah.
Most
But
people
other
just
than that,
most
I
people
don't
just
know.
don't
What did he say?
understand.
in a
That-
submarine, maybe some problems there.
No, submarines have good wireless usually, so it's okay.
Yeah, but can you imagine working on your Wix website? You know, and the captain comes in. What the heck you do? I'm just working on my sailor
I
porn
said
site. you
torpedo
know?
in the
Making a
tube.
website for you, Captain.
Yeah, I'm doing a website on semen. So we're getting a lot of hits on that keyword, by the way.
But that's
There are a
an-
lot of fans in San Francisco.
that's one of the issues is that a lot of people don't understand the price, right?
Yeah, well, I think what it is,
How
they
can it be
understand
free?
that it's a freemium model, right? But before we get into that, anybody else want to talk about the conference?
Absolutely.
Didn't you?
Yes, I
You already
went.
talked, so you don't get to talk.
loved it. I'm going to keep talking. You just watch or listen. And it was great. And what was wonderful was the engagement level and the fact that people could come away with something that was real, that was useful and executable. So I did a Facebook landing page on Monday. But I'm really excited because I own about 25 URLs, but I'm going to build pages for 2 of them this weekend.
Excellent.
And that's exciting.
No, it is exciting for me. I
So
mean,
you're gonna build home pages or Facebook pages?
Homepage,
For,
like websites.
Websites, cool.
okay, yeah. I mean, the beauty of it until today, which is like 3 days after the conference, I've already got emails from the participants, and we already have like 3 websites and 4 Facebook pages done during the weekend. People actually continued the day after, during the weekend, their own time, and did it themselves
Well
from
done.
scratch. Amazing. Actually amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't even at the conference, and I made a page. Yeah.
My only
So-
regret is that we didn't understand how good the party was going to be, and I sadly drove us home.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, hey, that's my fault.
Missed a good
Next time,
party.
better party. Trust me.
So
Well,
our
you know,
Google
Bob's
Plus.
at the party. I mean, geez.
I should have known, Bob. I trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what our Google Plus Hangout visitor here. What's your name again?
Hi. It was really great.
Margaret.
Margaret.
The
That's
girl
Margaret,
I came
yeah.
up with, the girl I came up with is a photographer who built her website on Wix, and she was absolutely blown away at how easy it was and how hard she'd made it on herself. So she was really thrilled. And the other lady that came up with me was a CGA, and she's pretty excited about taking control, even though she doesn't have a lot of web experience. My website is coming along, I promise, Eric, and it will be done.
I'll
Very
hold
cool.
the queue it.
Yeah.
All right. So anyone else have anything to say about the conference? So Tommy, what did you think?
Yeah, I also really did enjoy it, and the people, and it's beginning to feel like this little Wix family. I come and I just know people, and it's just so great. The people, everyone that I keep meeting all the time, and I met a couple of new ones and drove up with them. They were very kind to call me right away and give me a ride. And well, I finally launched my website. Oh,
Hey,
that just
Satomi.
feels so good. But then
Congratulations.
don't forget now, the reason it took so long for me is I've got 5 websites example templates on my account, and so this is the one I wanted to launch. So
Don't
Cool.
stop
Thank
now.
you, Wix.
Do you want to give us the URL?
goodbyetax.com.
All right, so check that out and
Tax.com.
save some money on tax. It is coming up tax season in
And
6 months.
So, Tommy, just a friendly reminder: you're not done. The site's up; it's live. That's great, but keep it alive. Keep contributing to it.
Yeah, it's
Keep
content.
making changes.
Well-
Don't let it go away.
Of course, I have to still wait for the domain to kick in. You know, I've registered it and it's on good. You know, GoDaddy, and they've got to now takes 48 hours, and it should be up by now. I hope.
Right on. Blog your butt off.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about the different topics that you covered at the seminar.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the main topics, what I wanted basically to give all the class members is basically actually, like it was said already before, actual knowledge that they can implement the day after. Whether it's about website building, whether it's about the essential SEO points, how to leverage social media, and how to create a mobile site or Facebook pages. But the essence, especially with people, like we said, small business owners that it's the first time, is to give them or to show them how easy and actually how they can make it themselves. I mean, break the wall of fear that most people have, since they usually think, I can't do it myself, I don't know code, I don't know web design, and actually showing them how to do it themselves. And as you can see, the results are in. And people definitely keep on surprising me again and again. It's amazing.
Cool. So you have 4 or 5 1-hour segments.
Yeah, we had 4 classes, each about an hour, 2.5, something like that. But yeah, all in all, 8 hours of dedicated classes, pure knowledge, and it went amazingly.
Cool.
What are you teaching again?
Everything that has to do with online business.
You're kidding.
Oh yeah, it's a magic serum.
Well, actually, I think one of the things that we did learn there that would be applicable to anybody that has any website for our not ROI but SEO was basically using your keywords everywhere. And when you say keywords everywhere, that just means doing it like 100 times the same way, because that doesn't work for Google Juice anymore. But let's say if you have a picture, describe the picture using some of your keywords. I thought that was a great tip. And doing stuff like that, basically going in, look at your website. I think, what do you recommend, like 3 to 5 keywords?
At the start,
Yeah.
about 5, 6, the
Okay.
main ones.
All right, so you got 5 or 6 keywords. So go through your pre-existing website and look at everything and try and fit in the keyword in a logical way throughout the whole website, and you get great SEO from that. And I thought that was one of the best tips that's applicable to anybody that has a website.
Hey, we always saw Marley's website.
Yep.
It was on the top of the Google page, a week after it
I know,
was
it's
created.
That's crazy.
On her business segment. Driving school, Vancouver, top of the page. First one just after a week.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was pretty crazy.
Let's just chat briefly about the 2 sides of that conversation. About
Yep,
the
absolutely.
keywords. And you're absolutely right. Pull your keywords and seed your site with them. But the other side of the coin is what keywords get marketed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different ballgame. That's when
Oh,
we
yeah.
pull in the pros and we say, this is the keyword that I want to market the site on. And it's not always the obvious. It's not always just diapers or whatever your product is, right?
It could be a
could
long
s-
tail keyword.
Exactly. It could be something around it which has more success and can actually drive more visitors to your site.
And
They're
these
always
are-
not the obvious ones.
These are exactly the point that we covered in the class. We started it first with research, checking competition, and using the Google AdWords tool
Right.
to check your potential keywords and then filtering the best ones out, the most relevant to you, and then implementing them, as Bob said, all over the place.
Yeah,
Sure. Do
Yeah.
the competitive analysis and go from there.
yeah, exactly. You showed some great techniques. It just goes to show if you go to a seminar, if you have a website, doesn't mean you should discount a seminar, right? If you're doing, if you hear about a seminar on how to maximize your potential by using websites, we're going to talk about how Java works. We're going to talk about how, what's the platform you use?
Content management system, either Joomla, Drupal.
Joomla, right?
many
So
others.
Joomla, and we're also going to talk about SEO related to Joomla. If you go to that seminar, you'll pick up tips and tricks. Even if you never end up using something like Joomla, you'll still understand the system better. And I think that's the secret to having a successful website, is just to check out 3 or 4 platforms and saying, I don't have a budget to this, so that's why I'm going to go and start with Wix.com, develop it, figure out what my voice is. And maybe in the future, if my company's built up enough and stuff like that, either get a pro account with Wix, or I decide, it's time to port over and get into something like Joomla.
Well, I think that if you are a small business or medium-sized business and you're hands-on with your marketing and web development, then Wix is a great option. WordPress or any other do-it-yourself option is great. But if you're a larger business and you don't have somebody maybe on staff that is interested or talented in this place, then you would go to somebody like a developer and develop a more larger-scale project.
Andrew, what I've seen over the last 3 years in business in Vancouver is that there are a lot of small business owners who are stuck on start. Bonnie and I have had this SOS conversation many times, and they don't feel confident in dealing with a professional because they don't understand the language, and they don't feel empowered to do it themselves.
That's a bad professional then, huh?
Well, it might be, but that's the circumstance that many small business owners face.
Especially,
That's
with
one of the problems with our marketplace is it's seeded with folks who think they're developers or web designers.
Yes.
And in fact, really, the web design industry has collapsed. There's no web designers, although people will still call themselves web designer. And I still have, as a developer, I still have to market myself as a designer because that's the way the keywords work. But there are a lot of folks out there who think they are in business and they're really not. And I constantly turn broken plays where I'm not really excited about coming to see you because my last developer left or last designer disappeared.
Yeah, promised me a bunch of
they
stuff
took
and walked
the money
away.
and they didn't go away. Every industry has that. Discernment in business is key. It's up to you to make those decisions.
Yeah,
What can I say?
Well,
I think there are a lot of people who are underinformed and they're afraid. So they do nothing. The confused mind
Well,
does
thank
nothing.
God
That's
Eric's
what I
here
said.
doing these seminars.
To break
absolutely.
the first
To
fear,
break the barrier.
to break the barrier, exactly. Show all small, medium-sized businesses that they can do it themselves. But the beauty of actually creating a website is that you actually get to focus on your business, because a website basically is your business plan. It's a visual interactive, but it's still a business plan.
It's your brick and mortar.
Yeah, it can actually help you focus. Creating a website can actually focus on all aspects of your business, not just the online one.
Well, now, Eric, you bring up a great line that I want to get off
Okay.
of, but I think there's a question over here.
Yeah, exactly. Is it somebody else's turn? Jump right in.
I just wanted to jump right in because she said when you say looking out of quality of the web designers, and you said there's a bunch of different qualities. So just give an example. How can I, as somebody who's not used to this business, okay, I'm a consultant, so I know, but how can I decide which quality is right or wrong for me? So
That's a
Well,
good point.
just
Good point.
It is a good point. And
example.
everyone can be fooled. But
Yes.
obviously, you're looking at the sample of work, the body of work they may have done. I like to meet the people in person. Whenever, for instance, I have an overload of work and I need to bring on another developer, I get a lot of inquiries from India and whatnot. They don't contribute here to the tax base. I can't award the contract. I can't see them. Have someone you can meet and see. There's a lot of people in this neighborhood in Vancouver and all the surrounding areas. I'm too busy. I'm a one-man band, have been for 20 years. I got more business than I can handle. But that's because I keep showing up and I keep
So
in
I think
contact.
that is the main problem for to really realize what is quality and what is not for people who really don't know.
All right. Well, that brings up. That's about the next thing I'm going to talk about. So maybe we can get into that. But
Okay, but before we get into that, does anybody else want to contribute to the conversation? Because this is good stuff. Yeah? No? Okay, somebody's just agreeing that it's good conversation. Of course, that was one of the people that were talking, so obviously they're biased.
Well,
But I
Okay, Ian, you want to throw your 10 cents in there?
I'm sorry, Astrid. Astrid's
Astra. Is it
Astrid's-
Astra?
Astrid.
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 Astrid. You know
I thought
Astrid.
it was Astra.
Astrid.
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 It's your headphones that are throwing me off.
You only know her
That's
as
all
the
right.
German maven.
But her
okay.
questioning is exactly what I think we're going to talk about next. Actually.
Okay, Ian,
This whole thing.
do you have a?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to have a sense of what it is you're looking for in a website. Now, if you're comfortable doing that yourself, hey, go to it. But what I've done myself with websites I developed is I found someone who could do it for me, and that's not to say I couldn't learn how to do it. For me, it was a question of time.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
Good
I mean,
point.
I don't think it's a bad thing to do your first website yourself and learn about what is good and what is bad, and then say to the designer, say, listen, obviously I don't know what I'm doing, and this is what the best I could come up with. Maybe you can help me fix it if that's needed, right?
I think
Maybe you don't need something.
One
that
good
sophisticated.
example. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things to let's use the metaphor outside of technology. You want to build an extension on your house, like who are you going to hire to build that extension? Because you can
Bob
get
the
a
Builder?
Yeah, exactly. You get a guy called Bob the Builder or Joe's Quickie Construction Company, or you ask around and you figure, this guy over here who's got 38 years experience, he's built over 200 houses, yada, yada. You can have some examples. You look at his website. But more than anything is you need to, number one, be able to relate to the guy and be able to communicate with him and get his personality, right? Because that's what you're buying. You're buying their integrity and their personality. And number two,
Relationship.
you got to know what type of room you want.
Yeah.
Do you want a bedroom? Do you want a new bathroom? Because if you go in and say, hey, look, build me a room, the guy builds rooms. No, I need it with all that plumbing stuff. So, well, why didn't you tell me you needed a bathroom? Well, I didn't know it was called a bathroom. Same thing with a website, right? Build me a website, and the guy whips up a website. Says, no. Well, where's? I want a store. How can I sell stuff? Well, you didn't tell me to do that. So a lot of times, it's not the developer's problem; it's the client not understanding what they fundamentally need.
And that-
Exactly. Let's pull that into relative terms.
Okay.
And that's why I'm 100% behind people who say, yeah, I want to do my first website myself. Great. Then you'll learn what you don't know, and
Well,
you'll learn what you should be doing. I mean,
Or figure out
firstly,
what type of
before-
room you want.
Well, before I did and I have two websites. Before I did those two websites, I did one myself. And granted, I was no expert, but I did learn a lot from doing that. And
Well, you learned
then
what you wanted.
Then I learned, I had to go out and actually find someone who could help me out. But realistically, you need to start somewhere. So I think starting with a free model and putting something together is not a bad idea.
I think that's a perfect circle right there. Just go and do it. It doesn't matter if you totally mess up that website. It's not like you're going to get ridiculed too much unless you totally blow it. But really, you
Well,
can
except maybe
always
it
change.
never
You can
is.
always you can always figure. It's not like you're printing 20,000 brochures and then you're stuck something that costs you $12,000 to print. It's like, oh my God, I found this glaring technical error that's going to lose me money. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to reprint. With a website, it's not that big a change.
It also depends on what you're doing with it too. I mean, if it's just a site where you're promoting something and it's not necessarily something that you want to get a lot of ROI initially on. I mean, if you're looking at it as I just want to promote myself.
Yep, content
I
development.
don't
listen-
see a Wix site as being a bad thing, really.
Now, listen. Let me lay some groundwork here.
Lay it on me, baby.
I'm going to lay this on you now.
Slip me
okay?
some skin.
So
Lay it on me.
All right.
there's a little bit of
Can I
difference.
have a hallelujah? Sorry, I can have.
There's a difference in the crowd tonight, and it's between Eric and I. Eric representing Wix, and probably the
You mean the
easiest-
forces of good?
Oh yeah,
Oh, the dark force.
wide open.
You see that? He forced me to say that.
Hey, hang on. He just slipped you $20. What's going on?
Now, Eric's got a very easy system, and that's a hands-on system by the clients who step up and get her done. I'm a developer, and my system is just one step easier than Wix because they don't do it at all. But that's just a joke, a little joke.
Well, you pay
But
for what
listen,
you get.
Everything Eric has said tonight is absolutely relevant when it comes down to wanting a website.
Yeah.
And Wix is probably a great idea to start. If you've got that kind of mind where you need to be tactile and you need to make things that stimulate then the creative to finish what you're doing, that's a great place. And perhaps it then would even fulfill your business needs down the run, down the long run. But in my case, I've got clients who've maybe tried Wix and failed or didn't get what they wanted, or people who didn't even want to go there in the first place. They're professional in what they do. They don't need to spend the time. They need to come to a professional to get it done. And
Well, it's
Bob's
part of their
wrong.
business plan. They've got a specific business plan. We've budgeted, X amount of dollars in our business plan. The bank's given us some money. We decided that we're going to put $20,000 towards our online
Marketing.
awareness or marketing or whatever, and part of that is a website. And then you can do a Wix website, or you can do it yourself if you got time, or you can go to someone like you and say, hey,
Yeah,
dude, we don't have time. This is what we want. Here's 15 examples. This is our business plan. This is what our targeting is, blah, blah, blah. What do you recommend? And part of building a website isn't, I would say 90% of building a website isn't the actual coding and building. It's deciding what you're selling, why you're selling it, who you're selling it to.
You know what? That's
basic
that
marketing.
was my main point. Don't take that. It's my main point. Just stop.
Oh, damn.
So my main
Stealing
point
his
is,
thunder.
you can go back and scrub back 10 seconds and erase it. And
To
I
reiterate.
think Eric will probably get in on me with this. The hardest thing for a website to do, and for someone to do on a website, and the thing that takes me the longest, or at least pushes the deadlines the longest, is content not being ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what happens is people say, I want a website, I got a business, I sell widgets. They don't know what they want. You need an about us, you need contact information, you need shipping information, you need to know how heavy these things are, you need to know
Yep.
e-post, Canada
Yep.
Post,
Exactly.
FedEx. You have to know your business first.
Of course.
So
and
what you
that's-
get is you get a lot of people who come to the door and say, I want to do this. And I look at them and I said, do you know how much it takes to ship 2 kilos of your product to Quebec City? No, of course I don't.
Why would I want to know
Okay,
that?
well,
yeah.
you're in business, right? Yes, I am, and let's get started. I go, well, first of all, get your business straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's a lot of homework in your own business to do, and when you've got that, then you approach a website. You have content ready. You're ready to go.
Yeah, one of the things
I
go ahead, Eric.
I couldn't agree more. Basically, in all the information we provide our users, doesn't matter if it's in the conference like in Whistler, or in the support pages, wikis, pop-ups, doesn't matter. We always give our users exactly those points. First of all, know what you're doing, because as I said in the conference today, it's too easy to create a website, okay? Can you wrap your minds around this concept? Like, most people can actually believe it, but it's too easy.
It's
And when
so
it's
hard.
too easy to create a website, you can go all over the place. That's why, just like you said, we give them classes of first focus on your business. What's your business plan, your website structure, what's going to be in the About Me,
And really,
in
how
the
much does
service
that have to do
pages.
about the web? Zip. It has everything to do about the hard facts about your business.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's why I said your business plan is your website. Your website is a visual business plan. They are both together. And that's why the process will actually help you to focus on the other aspects of your business.
Yeah, you said that earlier, that
Right.
by developing your website, it causes you to focus and really,
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
think
it
about what
does
you're doing.
stimulate the creative, absolutely.
In fact, one of the hardest things to build for your business is a great business plan. So you could build a website as a tool to building your business plan, right? That, flip that on its head and say, you know what, I can't figure out how to do business plan. So great, develop a website, go on Wix or get a WordPress website and just build it and make it private, doesn't matter, and share it among your staff or your close advisors, and build a website, and then go to them and say, hey, so what do you think of our websites? Well, I don't understand what
feedback is invaluable.
well, I don't understand what you're selling. Oh, okay. Then you can fix that. Then when you get that all figured out, then and you have a proper budget, then you can go to a professional developer.
And
And you know-
I want to finish
because
off.
it
Sorry,
isn't-
I
'cause it
just want to
isn't written
finish
in
this
stone
off.
anyway.
Yeah, it's never finished. Everything's beta, perpetual beta.
I want to finish it off with
Okay.
with a thought about how I do my business in this aspect, and I think Andrew is a little bit misconstrued exactly about my clientele base, because I do clients from $2,000 up, but I'm getting people that might even be Wix ready, but they decide they don't want to do it or they don't have the time, so they're going to come to me.
Yeah, but
But this
are
is an
those clients a
important-
pain in the butt to work with?
Always.
Yeah.
I say,
Ta-da.
Eric, I call Eric and I give him a -1. One thing I got to say, though, about developing websites in this day and age compared to the 80s.
What about the 60s?
Just wondering if anyone was paying
Hey,
attention.
when I was doing websites in the 60s, holy cow, nobody knew nothing.
What it is about websites today,
Those were spider webs back in the 80s.
as Eric says, they're very easy to make. I'm not charging clients 15 and 20 grand anymore. There's just very little market for that. And what that represents, when you get to those numbers, what that represents is you're going to someone and you're saying, create me something beautiful. And that person's going to look at you in your tweed jacket and get an image, and they're going to do that with very little information, right? That is a creative artist coupled with an engineer and programmer to develop a vision that's within their head. And those days are pretty much over.
Yeah, I know.
Where my business is now, and it is 99% this way, it is all about me having the ability to extract the vision and imagery and content out of the client's head. That's what they're there for. They are really creating everything on site.
So now what are you using to do that? Is it electrotherapy or is it high end drugs?
Hypnosis.
Beer. Black beer is my first.
Sleep deprivation. Tell me. No, I will never tell.
You keep. You know what?
Man, smoking mirrors.
It does. It is about pounding it into the head. You have to keep going back to them, and after the end of the day, they realize that they actually built this site.
Weren't you a
And
boxer
that's
before
the
you
way
got
it
into
had
it?
to be done.
Hey, Bob, isn't it the same with you when you were doing design?
Wix.com.
Same process. You got to have. They have the content. It's not ready, and you have to keep
totally.
going back to them.
Well, I mean, like I would say in the communication business, that's what you're doing is you're teaching people how to. Hang on, we got a little musical interlude here. Da-da-da-da-da.
I think we had a question back in the back room too. Did you have a question?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Good.
No?
I just wanted to say that there was a book written about 20 years ago called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and I think that that's what Wix represents. You get to go through that barrier, which you articulated on Friday so beautifully.
I thought you meant fear the fear.
Just a minute.
But I
Wix, I'm so
I've
terrified.
I've also think that there are a lot of people who get stuck because they don't understand the terminology. And I've been bugging Bonnie about writing a column called Bonnie Speaks Geek because she can translate it. And a lot of us need it translated into plain English. And then you'd have less barriers. And I think that what Kurt does
It's all the TLAs.
And I want Kurt to write a blog post
She's
about
the
the top 10
C3PO
things you
of,
need to know
Oh, I have several
to make
times.
to make those
And
decisions.
it's well visited on my site, to be honest.
All right, Ian, you're next.
Well,
Plug your site here, Kurt, please.
You just need to do it because at the end
Yeah.
of the day, if
Just
you don't have
do it.
if you don't have anything up, what do you got to lose?
I love that tagline. I think I'm going to use that on my website.
And
Oh, a
Astrid
Nike
has-
site. Oh, good, Bob.
Oh, somebody already got that one? Damn.
damn, yeah.
All my best ideas are stolen.
So my question is,
Yes.
but isn't there something in between that Wix create emotion or needs that at the end of the day, because they are so big, they are dreaming from very small, getting over Wix very huge to you?
Well, I don't think
Do you
Wix
know?
is big. Wix has just got 25 million
no,
people.
I didn't say that.
Oh, it's the other
I
way around.
said-
She's
I
talking
said-
about the
Close to your
users'
mic.
needs.
I think the users' needs.
No,
that
the users'
Wix
needs. Wix can
create-
provide them all of this, most of the solution in the world. I mean, most small to medium-sized businesses in the world will provide all the options that they can use. Only like big companies like Amazon or whatever.
Well, that's a huge
Only
company.
big website that you have a lot of administration needs in it.
Yeah, corporate
Only
structure.
then will you need your personal developer, and that's the point of the market. It's changing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5 years ago, we wouldn't even have this conversation. Nobody would even think about creating his own website
Well,
without
Bob
a
wasn't even
coder and
born.
designer, right?
Well, didn't we have like Tripod back like 10 years ago for creating your own website?
Yeah, you did.
You're kind of just beating a horse that's already been ridden like 10 years ago of creating your own websites. I mean, we have tons and tons of GeoCities, Tripod, Lycos, Yahoo pages that were created with
Well,
site builders.
Google
and they
pages.
were trash.
Google page.
But that's when people realized, oh my God, I need a developer.
Okay, well, you know
and
what?
I wanted to throw in one more
No,
thing.
okay, yeah, absolutely. The gamer is
Okay,
on a
about
run.
the speaking geek
Look
thing.
at that score.
See, the reason that we have to speak
Geek.
is because it keeps the barrier of entry to
Oh,
the
I
other people
appreciate
coming
that.
into the
I
industry.
really, I do
So it's
appreciate
actually
that.
a-
Absolutely.
Don't give away our secrets, Bonnie.
I-
So
My
Mo-
bad.
You know what? It's actually
and Twisted Magic is back.
exactly. He's back and he's bad. Yeah. Hey, we met the guy. You know your fake cigarette? Yeah. In Whistler, we met the guy that's importing them. Totally cool. We'll introduce you to him because we want you to be his model.
Oh, my affiliate rep. All
The,
right.
yeah. The face
Sweet.
of fake cigs.
Dude, my
Twisted
friend-
magic.
Yeah,
I score my
actually,
Chiron games when I suck on one of these.
That would be cool, actually. No,
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
well-
I could see sponsorship.
Well, Astrid
on radio,
helped
maybe.
with a stop smoking program in Germany, right?
Really?
No,
Really?
because she was really fast.
that at all.
No,
Hey,
but weren't
don't you read your own blog?
But you were asking me about how.
Yeah,
how
for
you
my
guys-
mom. I wanted that my mom stop smoking, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely introduce us, Bob.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm back.
He's back. We were actually talking about special flavors, and I figured he'd do very well in the Vancouver market if he did like BC Bud, stuff like that.
You'd
I'm
need
not
more
gonna
than
touch
flavor,
What?
though.
What?
I'm not touching
Jesus.
that one.
Yeah, the faces I get on this show blow my mind, man. Hey,
Maybe watermelon?
okay. Speaking of flogging a dead horse, I think we've basically maxed out this conversation. Why don't we talk? I want to talk about I want to talk about, because this is a great segue from James, other platforms that you can use to develop a website. We got Wix. We've got a high-end developer. Who's ever heard of Google Pages? Has anybody ever used the free Google? Everybody's got a Gmail account, can actually make a free website. Now, limited, a little frustrating. It's classically Google-esque.
What about just
but it
updating your
does
Google
work.
Places?
Google Places?
Yeah, like
That's a
most
good one.
people don't have any understanding that their business is already on Google Places.
Yeah, but that's not a website
That's,
development thing.
that's
But
a-
it's an important
There's
thing for
It
your
is,
website.
it is a web page.
It shows exactly the directions and the phone number.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Okay. As a super simplistic, intro business card. Here's a basic what my business is about. That's an awesome
an addendum to any site you would do anyway.
and a nice
not.
nice use of the English language.
But
there.
it has to
You do
be,
it anyway.
Can we
has-
have a translation on addendum?
in order to
What's
get the
this
most
geek
of a
speak
places
again?
page, you have to
Something dumb
claim it for
at the
one.
end.
First
Yes,
step is
I
to
do
claim
anyway.
it.
Stuff you Velcro
But-
on the ass.
Plus,
I
if
bet.
you're a brick and mortar business, it's probably better for you rather than somebody based in.
Okay, so we got two. So anybody else? So this is a big throw out here from the gang. So we got two platforms. Anybody have another platform? Is an obvious one.
Microsoft Office Live.
Really? All right. There's another one.
front
Is it-
page and
There's
iWeb.
Yahoo Site Builder. I made a
All
site
right.
with
There-
that.
what about the one they're
quite a while
killing?
ago.
You know, they're killing the Apple web page. They're killing that.
Well, there's iWeb, but it's mobile me is going to continue if you're an active person.
Right, but still, nobody else is going to be able to build a new one. So anybody else?
Squarespace.
Come on. Squarespace, that's another good one. WordPress, got the WordPress. Pretty simple. A million plugins.
There's WordPress.org, WordPress.com, the hosted service. There's Blogger.com for blogs. There's Tumblr. There's
Tumblr's really
Posterous.
taken over.
There's tons of platforms similar to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got some opinion about all that.
Okay, and here it comes.
And,
Now
and
there's a surprise.
and a lot of it,
The opinion.
a
Okay.
lot of the things that were mentioned, some of them cross into the social media, which you need to do anyway
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
support your internet presence.
But
But
how did I know?
when you're
Here it
in
comes.
business, when you are a business taking your business to the web and you have very few dollars to invest, you have to be intelligent. It's not about the building of the website, and it hurts me to say this. It's not about me, the developer. It's now about the marketing, about the SEO value of the site. How is the site presented? How is it built and manufactured and developed and engineered? Is it conducive to SEO? If it isn't, are you going to waste your SEO dollars? So a lot of small businesses think they're getting a good boost, and Andrew, forgive me, but WordPress is not the platform for a business to expect good returns on their ROI dollar. The
Millions of
SEO,
businesses making money with
no,
WordPress.
incorrect. They could be making way more. They are choked big time.
So why is that? But what's the
framework-
argument
and
about that?
This is the basic
Now,
framework.
are you
Now,
talking?
hang on a second. Now we got a special guest in
Yeah.
here who we're not allowed to mention his name because he refused. He said, "I don't want to talk on the show." It's a classic bunker thing. It happens to everybody. Don't worry. Jump on that mic.
No,
Let-
here's,
listen.
first
No,
I,
hang- no,
I
no,
have
no,
to
no.
explain it.
No, hang on for a second. Let him.
I gotta explain the thing with WordPress, and the reason why I know this is because as a developer, I look for the best tool to develop the best products for my client. Period. When we looked at WordPress, and I brought in an SEO expert, and we looked at all the applications I may use on a WordPress site, as well as the framework of WordPress, the SEO kept coming back to me as a developer. Tweak it, set the tags in the head. Framework WordPress doesn't do that. I had to rejig the framework the underlying framework of this to the point where it wasn't worth it. I stepped in back to Joomla, and I found a more conducive framework that now what we were able to do is walk away with a sweet spot, which is website development regardless of the framework versus and with SEO. The two have to work seamlessly and really well together, and it takes intelligence and time and expertise to do it.
But with WordPress, there are plugins that can enhance the CEO of a bare-bone WordPress site.
I
That's
hope
all
they
in
are,
one
and I hope
SEO.
they're developing as they go. And I have to admit, I haven't checked recently on how well some of those are doing, but they really need to pull their socks up on it because it's detrimental.
So I completely agree with you, Kirk, about the SEO being very, very important, absolutely. But I completely disagree with you that WordPress is not the right thing. It actually is. And yeah, I mean, they have a lot of plugins which will do that. But even without that, one of the best thing I can tell you is Matt Cutts, who works for Google. He has come out and said that if you're using WordPress, you are automatically doing SEO right because of the architecture. I can personally tell you from my own example, 15 minutes after having done a page in WordPress, in 15 minutes it was on Google. I have never seen any other CMS that can do that.
Whoa, gloves off right there, Kurt. Whoa. I think we may have to take this outside.
I have done development in Joomla, and Joomla, to me, even as a developer, I find it extremely difficult to work with. I've done development in WordPress, and I gotta tell you, WordPress is great, and it's great for SEO as well.
Have you
look at it again?
Okay, my thing is,
Eric,
have you tried Wix though?
Eric, does this guy work for you?
I have tried Wix.
Does he work for you, Eric?
No way, he doesn't. Tell me about it, thank you. No, but that's a good point because the two of you have technology abilities, and with all due respect, most small business owners all over the world don't have any of that. That's why our option is the most user-friendly one. You just drag and drop. If you need to fill your SEO, you have already fields ready that tell you exactly what you need to fill in them and how much. And a few critiques if you want it. I mean, we just talked about our SEO checker. It's also an inner tool that we have for our users that can check the amount of keywords all over, from the title to
like
the
a competitive analysis.
Yeah,
well,
inside the system itself.
That's fine. But I'd also like to say that I'm sorry, Rehad. Rehad? Yes. Rehad and I, we make it even more simple for the clients because we do it. Okay. Now I understand what you're saying. Wix is awesome, but
well, if you've got a budget of zero, absolutely.
When they come over to us, it's
well. If you got a $2,000 budget, you do an awesome job.
The WordPress argument is awesome, and I really appreciate this. And I need to prove it again to myself. But when I went into the marketplace and did my test to find out what's the best thing I could do to enhance the ROI of SEO money, which is what it came down to, folks. It's not about the
ROI.
money you're going to spend on the development of a website.
It's the money get back.
It's about the ongoing dollars.
Yeah.
How well are they spent? What's your structure like? What's your framework like? Does it make sense, or do you work backwards?
Excellent.
And remember, Google does demote you if you do it wrong. So you really do go backwards.
We've got a WordPress rep. We got like a Wix rep. We've got a Joomla rep. Is there anyone from Squarespace here?
Yeah, exactly.
Squarespace.
So I'm going to get full up Leo Laporte and get him in on this. Squarespace, the best choice. Blah, blah, blah.
But a website doesn't get traffic just from SEO anymore.
No.
Social marketing is a big lead gen.
And I think a business card too. A business card is a good lead gen as well. If you don't have your website on a business card,
email sites, all sorts. So you're not sitting out there, Little House on the Prairie anymore. That's all about being social.
Well, you could actually. I would say, using that better, you can be a Little House on the Prairie as long as you have good bandwidth.
Well, look at Wix. They're not just sitting there with their website and marketing socially. They're putting on seminars and putting on conferences in Whistler.
And they have awesome parties.
People and networking.
And really, that's what sold me on Wix.
Yeah.
It's the generosity of the wine.
I'd really like to include my clientele in your presentation list, by the way.
Exactly.
Anytime you can give beer to your clients, you've just made like 6 more.
Exactly. If they can remember you.
If they remember you and it was a good party. Food is also a good thing too for anybody that wants to throw any more conferences.
Yeah, exactly. And invite us all. I would say. I mean,
Free clothing.
Well,
Yeah,
there is
clothing to,
there.
like,
I
demonstrate
think T-shirts
your
are dead.
brand. It's
But
all
a
about
nice
brand
Armani suit.
integration.
I will take an Armani suit at a trade show anytime. T-shirts, yeah. That his brother.
On the
Yeah.
on the West
The
Coast, we
cheap
have
suits, yeah.
extras and things that we can really enhance the mood with, which really
Yeah,
really
here it
enhance
comes. Here we go.
client base.
Dun, dun, dun. It's that BC Bud plugin for Headspace.
Conversation is degrading.
So this was a very technical discussion, but there's something I really missed: the creative part, the visual part. And I really agree with Bonnie, because we don't share things because of a good SEO. We enjoy a video, or we enjoy a really nice looking homepage. And I think that is a really big strength from Wix. So I'm not paid by Wix, and I don't use it.
That's full disclosure.
But just to
You know
mention it.
No, it is good.
But,
You gotta have You gotta have sexy
What I-
graphics.
No,
But
Astrid,
no,
that's-
stop. Please let me talk.
Okay,
but
okay.
You have really nice visual effects for free, and I worked with Joomla. I worked with WordPress and several kind of stuff. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to be creative and have a really nice look.
You could use like
Would-
Open Paint or any of those programs.
Yeah,
that are-
but who can do
but
this?
not all
Come on,
together in the
Twisted.
same
I would
place.
say no, Twisted Magic. We're talking about business here, and don't cut corners in business. Save your money. Try to get there with a product, because really, more
you're
people will
also
see your
very
website.
visual.
Okay, but as the only creative director in this room, I pull out the big stick.
The artist speaks.
That is the most critical thing to any marketing campaign. Once you figured out your business plan, once you figured out what you're selling and stuff like that, you have to have eye candy to make it sticky. And not only that, you have to have headlines that play with the eye candy. When I work
The
with some of the
ongoing.
top, creative directors in the globe, they would say, it's nice to have a good picture, but your headline has to tease the client. You can't have a headline that explains all. You have to have a headline that makes them go like, what? Because if they go like, what? They've stopped, and you've got their attention, and that is the most important thing. And that's what a website's supposed to do. People are going to websites, giving it like a half a second, 1 second. That's where download times are really critical. You go to a website, and it looks incredible. You're like, whoa, nice. They've got your attention. That's the same as a sexy TV ad. That's the same as a great voiceover on radio. It's got to fit with your campaign.
And
there's
there's more to it than that.
There's a 90-10 on that, though.
And you have to pay for that.
You need
You can't.
90,
That's the
90%
well,
of the
though.
traffic.
Oh, absolutely.
90%
Call to action.
90% of the traffic will drive the rank. 10% of the people will buy what's there. These things, Astrid, about the videos, about social media, Bonnie, those are all things that enhance the rank of the website, and that is the key.
Yes.
We need all the social media driving rank of the website itself. It's not just the website and keyword search and SEO. You're absolutely correct. But if other links on the website aren't pointing to that website, you're not going very fast, very long.
Yeah, no, and it's very true. I mean, I would see one of the biggest failings on a website, on a landing page, there's no call to action.
See, that to
Yeah.
me
You
is
get there, this
Good.
looks great SEO. You've driven me here. What do I do next?
There's no funnel.
There,
Has anybody
exactly.
heard the talk by Jason Bax talking about
She
doing
speaks.
demotainment? It's
Yes.
about basically getting your website to be exciting. That landing page, that first thing they see, you need to demonstrate something. Whether it's to excite them, scare them, make them laugh, but make them do something, and then have their you have to have the call to action, like the website or the videos. Will it blend? The guy does an amazing job.
Yeah,
Just
that's a classic viral
Yeah,
example.
we'll have to put that on the show notes. What's his name?
Jason Bax.
Jason Bax.
Okay.
BAX.
All right,
Okay,
we'll
get
definitely put
on the
that
show
up.
notes.
That'd be awesome.
The other thing with what Bob was saying, with the headlines have to kind of entice the reader. It goes further than that, because I said to Bob, I said, hey, your headlines, they're not very SEO friendly. And he goes, yeah, but they get retweeted. And that was very true. Because if you check out his Twitter
I get
profile,
funny
he
headlines.
gets a lot of retweets. He makes these funny kind of cool headlines for his posts.
Yeah, what
And-
was
and
our
it
last?
works.
We haven't even published that one. What was it? The special report. Oh, it got published at 7 o'clock
published,
tonight. Yeah, and it was. Gosh, what the heck was it? Was great. SEO or internet in faraway places. .. Burr. And he's like, what the hell's that? And they'll read the second line, and maybe they'll get sticky and they'll listen to the report. So that's really what your headline's supposed to do. And really, in internet, you can have a fantastic, beautifully designed $5,000-$10,000 website that fails miserably because, number one, there's no stickiness to it. There's no call to action. All the online and videos and stuff like that and beautiful code and keywords will mean nothing unless you have a functional, like you're saying, funnel-filling device, because at the end of the day, it's a sales device. And it's to basically grab as many people's attention as possible, introduce them to some key features, and if they need those key features, they'll call you or do the next step.
But at the end of the day, that's the argument for hiring all of you, because if it's if it's not our genius, it's not our job, and it is your genius. That's why people need to hire you.
Well, okay, now Ian's a sales genius, so Ian?
I think the biggest mistake people make, and whether it's social media, whether it's websites, whether it's beautiful imagery, is they forget that at the end of the day, you have to be able to sell products and services.
Absolutely.
So whether that's through the web, whether that's through social media, or whatever, whether you pay someone $10,000 or you go with Wix, you pay them nothing, whether you have the best programmer in the world, whether you have a great call to action, where people fall down is they think technology will close deals. And
No
realistically, if you can't do it, hire someone who can. You need somebody who can sell whatever it is that you have. And sooner or later, that means a person interacting with that customer.
It's like
it's that simple.
It's like the blogger who constantly changes his theme, works on the theme, and improves the look of the thing, but never writes a post. Right?
Yeah.
It defeats the whole point.
Perpetually perfecting.
Well, you know, Ian's right. At the very end of the day, point is sell your product.
Yeah.
So your site, as our creative director says, has to stay live and alive and constantly changing and constantly provocative, perhaps, and compelling. And you can't walk away from your site ever.
Yep.
Because all of the work you're doing on SEO, like I said, it's 90-10. You'll get 1,000 or you get 900 people across your site that won't do anything. And you'll go, great traffic, if they're not buying anything. Those 900 people raised you in the ranks, so the keyword you used to market will have a better chance of being found on that first page because of all the work those 900 people did, beating a path to your door, apparently doing nothing. You need those people on site to raise your rank.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it's classic marketing. You cannot say, I'm going to take out a full-page ad in the Sun, spend $75,000 for one placement, and then expect to be successful. It's better to take that $75,000 and do a little tiny black and white ad and run it for a year 365 times. It'll be much more successful. It's consistency, and that's what the same thing with a website. You got to be consistent. You got to be up there. You got to change stuff. You can be doing posts, blah, blah, blah. It's part of a bigger system, and there's a sales component. There's the communication component. There's the graphics component. It's all part of a big thing. So I think a lot of people lose sight of that. It's like, I'm going to do a Wix website and going to work on this for 15 or 20 hours and I've got it up. But they don't understand why. They don't understand that's part of a small part, but still an important part of a much larger picture. Or you can go to Kurt and spend several $1,000s and develop a beautiful website. Doesn't matter. It's still a website. Where's your social marketing? Where's your business card? Where's your 10-second elevator speech? Where's your networking events? All that stuff is a lifestyle that you have to do as a small business person. Yeah. And the only difference between a one-man business and a multi-billion corporation is those 30 things that a one-man business person does is divided up between 200 or 300 people. That's the only difference. They all do the same thing. Somebody has to sell, somebody has to network, somebody has to build a website. If you have no money or you're just starting your business, you just got to do it all. That's the only difference. Yep, exactly.
But all those things do come back to your business plan, which is where we started.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting dizzy. We're spinning around too many times. No, I just need another beer. That's why I'm dizzy.
Yeah. Well, the thing
I just want to go work for Wix now.
Yeah, I know.
Can we all just do that?
I hear you have great parties and you give away stuff. I want to work for you, man.
Well, I'm a
free swag.
Yeah. I'm a WordPress fan, but I'm also a Wix fan now. And the thing that sold me on Wix is the, like you said, the visual effects and what you can do with it to create your website, but also that it goes automatically to a mobile site. So you just set up your mobile site, and
Yes,
it's a
that's huge.
beautiful
Yet another great tool.
design, perfect for the formatted for the screen of a smartphone, and it's awesome.
Elegant.
And I think one of the points before we shut down the show, because we're at 54 minutes already, in one of the big learnings I got from the seminar is there's a big difference between a mobile site and an app. And that's what
Yes.
everybody says. Oh, I want to get an app for my business. And so, oh, great, you got a game or some sort of concept? And say, no, I just want my website to work on an application like an iPad or a mobile app or my phone. And he says, no. You just want to crunch down all the critical information, like what we're really about, the 2 sales points that really count, and how to get a hold of us on a phone, so people don't have to put magnifying glass to see it, because that's where a website fails on a mobile device. It may look great on a 15 or 17-inch monitor, but it looks really crappy on a 3-inch monitor, which is an iPhone. So really, and that's where the market's going. So that's just another added bonus.
And if you do develop an app for your business, you still need a website, and you still need a mobile enhanced website.
Yeah, it's just
'Cause you can
another
direct the
bloody
crowd to
tool that
that.
you got to do. Will it ever end?
It's just like the Hat Maven.
no.
Where's the simple button? I
It's
saw
like,
that ad. I want that button. I can never buy it.
I think
You know,
I think the Hat Maven never wore a hat in his life until
That
he
was
came
easy.
here, and now he's
That was easy.
Now he's
It's a well-earned hat, I must admit.
yeah.
This is true. Well, I saw this creative director in front of me, and I said, "There's no way I can compete."
Yeah. It says, I don't. Well, hey, look, I hang my hat on my stand.
Well, just like the Hat Maven said earlier, all these different sites like Tumblr and all and Posterous and all these things, you may want to be on there and need to be on there, but you still need your website. You still need your home on the web, the
Exactly.
piece of real estate on the web that you own.
The home base.
Yeah.
Gather your content and take professional pictures. Don't take pictures yourself and expect to use them on the website.
And
Well,
don't
Well, I
Google
Unless you're like
pictures
Bob and you can really
and
take good
steal
photos.
them.
you don't have to take pictures. You can rent pictures.
I was at
You
Very
can
well.
go to resource that pre-exists. I mean, I know Wix. I don't want to sound like I'm flogging Wix too much. There's a bunch of free pictures there, and some of them aren't bad.
Pond5.com.
What?
Pond5.
Really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Pond 5. $5 for anything type of thing. Was that the
Well,
no
no, it's
different?
just everything, but
Yeah.
it's pond5.com.
Yeah, no, but basically that's everything that's on there is $5, right? Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's
But
dreamstime.com is
Dreamstime-
a great repository.
Yeah.
yeah.
Suppository. Well, now that it's being now that it's being bought by that big corporation, it is a bit of suppository. One of the things to watch out for on those sites is it'll go, 1 tokens, 2 tokens, 3 tokens. Those tokens aren't $1; they're $2. So it's a nice little switch. Says, oh, look, it's only $1.50.
Depends on Dreamstime. They're credits.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're $2 a credit.
No,
Sorry,
no.
$2 a credit.
It's a
Get the-
different
get the
system
story
there, but,
straight,
you know,
man, get it straight.
In other words, pay attention. But it is different on Dreamstime.
Hey, Getty Images owns them all anyway. So, but I must admit,
One
like,
thing I learned though
Okay.
from attending your .tel meetup, which this wasn't the topic, but it kind of took over the topic.
That was Raf's presentation about pictures and images and the legality behind it.
Yeah,
right?
and I
Yeah,
found it
was
very
great.
interesting because I didn't know that. Let's say you have a website developer who purchases the rights for a website and puts it on your page.
yeah, it's illegal.
If he purchased the rights to the images
It's
and
not
puts it on
yours.
your page, you don't have the
Nope.
rights, and they can come after you for
Yep.
royalties after. The right,
Yep.
it has to be in your name.
And Getty will.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
make sure
absolutely.
it's
They're
Creative Commons when
full of
you're using
lawyers.
it.
I'm gonna have to flash everyone's memory here.
Oh, I thought you were going to flash something else. Oh, well, at least we won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Anyways, look at here's a teaser for next week's show. What are we going to be talking about next week's show? I can't remember.
Fiverr.com.
We are going to be
We
talking
did
about a
have a
little bit
subject.
about podcasting. We got some
I
Oh,
questions.
yeah, we got some
Fiverr.
podcasting 101 questions coming up, which is great. Basically, it's actually podcasting 102. It's when you've decided to do a podcast, you've listened to podcasting 101. Where do I buy the equipment? What equipment do I buy? How expensive is it? How much do I want to spend? It's great because we've got an awesome from Audio Chick. What's the name of the company? Pardon?
One of the-
Inside
one of the-
Home Recording, but
yeah.
you got a much cooler sounding company with a chick on it. They got the cartoon.
Dave Chick.
Huh? Get Hatched.
Get
Get
Hatched,
Hatched was
yeah.
really awesome, but yeah, you can go to the Inside
So
Recording.
we got a
we're gonna
we
put
got a
him on mic.
podcasting wizard
Yes.
here.
It's gonna be
and,
awesome. We got Andrew here, who is a podcasting master. We got Bob, who's just like a podcasting nutcase, And what else we got? Oh, we got Twisted Magic, who doesn't really give a flying whatsoever about podcasting, but if you can attach a game to it, he's there.
And you also you wanted to touch on the freemium model too. So
I'll touch a freemium model anytime.
I'll touch a freemium model.
Now, hey, be careful of the age of that freemium model. That's all I got to say. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Enjoy, get into it, build a Wix website, send it in to us. If not, call Kirk, build a $2,000-$3,000 website, call us in. You know.
Hey, why not build 5?
Oh, hey, let's get
Why
the
not
chat.
build 5 Wix websites? They're all free, man. They're
What
free.
we're going to, web notes or the show notes, we're going to put everybody's links there. So if you want to go check out some of the samples that all the amazing mavens that we have in here
And,
today, which is like 15, 14, 13. Oh, we lost to 1.5, didn't we?
And I just created my new Wix website. It's at andrewmcgivern.com. Check it out. By the time you hear this, it will be optimized.
Oh, and
at
don't
the
we
Wix
have
presentation.
didn't I do a website, a landing page website, didn't I? For
At the Bunker Project or facebook.com/the Bunker Project.
Unfriend us on Facebook and then friend us again.
Just click
And
on
you can say-
welcome on the tab. Anyways, call 1-877-636-1474.
We know you won't.
Bring us in, and we'll bring you into the show. We know you will.
Oh, $5 they don't.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, well done.